So hello guys. So in this particular video I want to be telling you guys what rabbit eats and what rabbit should not eat. Although rabbit eats a lot of things, rabbit eats varieties of things, but there are some things that if you feed to them will cause them issues. But first of all, I'm going to be starting from those things that rabbits can eat that is very healthy for them. Then I'm also going to be going to those things the rabbit should not eat. So if this is your first time coming across our channel, here in this channel we do videos about livestock farming as a whole. So if you are someone interested in livestock farming, do well to like this video and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. So first of all, coming to things that rabbits do eat. Rabbit eats a lot of leaves and rabbit also eat pellets. So when we come to the pellets, we have varieties of pellets that rabbit do eat, like the rabbit pellet. Then we also have the poultry pellets, like the chicken pellets. So a lot of people might not get where to buy the rabbit pellets. You can also use the chicken pellet to feed them, but mind you, when feeding your rabbit pellets, please feed them 100 grams, which is about a handful a day for 1 day. One full of your hand is okay for 1 day. Don't try to feed them much and feel okay you want to feed them very well and all of that. 100 grams of pellets is enough for one rabbit for 1 day. If you feed them anything more than that, it might tend to waste your food, or it might cause them issues like your rabbit getting obese or your rabbit getting diarrhea. So coming to talk of other things they eat some other stuff like leaves, they eat hay, then they eat some other kind of fruits too. So some of the kind of leaves they eat varies from like potato leaves. Rabbit eats elephant grass, rabbit eats tree dax, rabbit eats timothy weed, rabbit eat the alfalfa, a lot of things. Then they also eat a lot of hay. When I say hay, I mean basically dry grass, like dry grass. You can use alfalfa leaf to make hay, you can use elephant grass to make hay, you can use a lot of different kind of leaves to make hay. These are what are very healthy for rabbits to eat. So coming to the kind of leaves or the kind of fruit the rabbits do eat. Rabbit eats like the watermelon, but should be in very little quantity. Rabbit eats bananas, but little quantity, and some other kind of leaves too. When feeding your rabbit watermelon, please feed them maybe the back, because it contains like a little percent of fiber that might not hurt their stomach. If you feed them the reddish part of the watermelon, it might tend to have more sugar and might give them diarrhea. And also mind you, when feeding your rabbits fruit, don't feed them too much, just feed them little quantity once in a while so that your rabbit don't get any issues, because fruits contains mostly lots of sugar and can cause your rabbit diarrhea. So you don't want to feed them too much of it. Rabbits mostly need dry matter and a lot of water, so hay and pellets is a very good combination to be feeding your rabbit. But once in a while you should add little quantity of leaves, because you know they're in the wild or they are like bush animals, so you can't deny them of leaves, you can't stop them from eating leaves. So you need to be feeding them leaves once in a while. So coming to talk of things rabbits should not eat, stuff like pear, I'll be showing it on the screen, and also some kind of leaves also do hurt rabbits. And also rabbits should not take in stuff that contains a lot of sugar, like feeding your rabbit biscuits or feeding your rabbit chocolate. And also some kind of cabbage also cause issues for rabbits. So some of the reasons why we say you should not feed your rabbit chocolate is because chocolate actually contains a very high percent of sugar that can cause your rabbit diarrhea or cause your rabbit bloating. And if your rabbit do get diarrhea, it might not even last up to, let's say, 48 hours. If you did not observe it very fast, you might tend to lose that particular rabbit. So you should avoid feeding your rabbit chocolate or stuff that contains high percentage of sugar. And also, better still, I would advise you avoid some maybe food that human beings do eat, like feeding your rabbit stuff like I see some people feeding the rabbit stuff like rice and some other things. Avoid it, because mostly things that are good with us are not really good with them. Rabbits are mostly vegetarian, like they eat mostly vegetables, but based on we have like domesticated them, they tend to feed mostly on our feed, like the pelleted feed. They tend to feed mostly on the feed so that they will grow very fast. So feeding your rabbits, you should at least have like hay, pellets, then water. Those three combinations are very, very good. Then once in a while, you should add fresh leaves that will help them very, very well with their stomach. But if you feed them too much of fresh leaves, especially those that contains high percentage of water, or those leaves that are wet, I see people just going into the bush and cutting leaves that are wet and just feeding it to their animals. If you feed them leaves that are wet, it might tend to cause your rabbit issues that might not really be very, very good for your rabbit. So mostly I see a lot of new farmers when their rabbit is pregnant. I see a lot of new farmers when their rabbit is pregnant, they tend to ask, what should I feed my rabbit that have given birth to enhance the breast milk? I have some few things I'm going to be telling you guys. If your rabbit gives birth, please and please don't try to like change the diet or do any extra thing from what you were doing before. If you were feeding your rabbit pellets before, continue with the same feed, because if you change the feed drastically, it might cause that rabbit issue and you might tend to lose it. That's why most times you see people losing their rabbit, like the mother rabbit dies and the children are still there, because people try to like want to give the mother additional food or additional thing that she was not taking before. After she has given birth, they tend to want to add something. Maybe if she has given birth, they tend to want to like give it more of leaves or more of another thing they were not giving it before. Some things you just need to do when your female rabbit give birth is increase the quantity of food you were giving it. If you were giving it 100 grams of pellets every day or 100 grams of feed every day, you should increase it like to 200 grams. That will work very well. If she takes it, she drinks a lot of water, she's going to do the rest of the thing, like breastfeeding her kids if she's a good mother, and lots more. But if she's not a good mother, then you need to force feed that particular rabbit's kids. But a lot of people like try to do extra things. They want to like always go to the cage, always checking all those kind of things. Mostly if you overgo there and the female rabbit is like not feeling this kind of privacy in her cage, she might even tend to kill the kids. That is some of the reasons why some of the newcomers into the rabbit business do lose some of their rabbits, because most times like they try to be too focused on those that have actually given birth. Rabbits that have given birth should just be fed and left. All you just need to do is observe if she's feeding the babies. Let them be. Once they have their privacy, they will go into the nesting box and breastfeed the kids. Mind you, you will never see your rabbit breastfeeding her kids. It's very, very hard, or it's very rare that you come and catch your rabbit or see your rabbit breastfeeding her kids. So a lot of those people that will come and say, since my rabbit have given birth, I've never seen her breastfeeding. She's breastfeeding, but you are not going to see it. Mostly they breastfeed at night, period whereby everywhere is calm and they go inside their nesting box. Some of the reasons why they do stuff like that is because they try to keep those their kids in that nesting box private, so they don't go there every time, so they don't drag attention to that particular nesting box. So they try to keep that nesting box private, so that's why they will never go there when you are around. They go there when nobody's around, just like how rabbits in the wild do dig the ground to give birth. Same way, that's how they keep their nesting box. You will never see a rabbit in the wild that digs the ground to give birth. You will never see the rabbit around that particular spot. The rabbit will give birth here and go to a very far distance. Then when she wants to breastfeed, she will now go back there and breastfeed her kids. Then she will leave, so that the area she is, she's not going to drag attention to those her babies which she has given birth to. That's the same thing as rabbits that have nesting boxes. You hardly see them going in there. It's just by mere coincidence that you might see them going inside their nesting box, or by luck that you may see them going inside their nesting box to breastfeed. But if you feel your rabbit is not breastfeeding, the way you should know that is from the baby's stomach. Because if you look at the baby's stomach and their stomach is not really flat, and the rabbits, maybe you are seeing their ribs, those little babies, you are seeing their ribs and you don't see that their stomach is flat or they are not healthy, then you should just know that the mother is not breastfeeding them. But if you are seeing all their body fresh, their stomach is big, you are not seeing their ribs and all of that, and they are sleeping very, very quietly, you should know that okay, their mother is breastfeeding them. And some other ways you can actually know that their mother is breastfeeding them is when their body is very, very warm. Their body will be warm. If their mother is not breastfeeding them, their body will be kind of getting cold. Their body is not going to be too warm. So at least I've been able to say some few things in this video. If you learned something from this video, do well to give us a thumbs up. We will bring you guys more and more updates about livestock farming in Nigeria. More videos to come. If you have a farm and you want me to visit your farm in Port Harcourt, send me a DM on my number, whether it is a poultry farm, it is a rabbit farm, whichever one. I'm going to come to your location and film a video of your farm, and also give you more audience so that people get to know your farm and the people around you get to come to patronize you. I'll come to your farm and do a video in Port Harcourt City. Drop me a DM on my number on WhatsApp. Thank you for watching this video. Do have a nice day. Mind you, I'm not in Port Harcourt, but I'm going there soon to film videos. Do have a nice day and peace.